The electric transformers. An eye story. Jack was a curious kid who loved to tinker with electronics. He had a collection of old gadgets and wires that he used to create his own inventions. One day, he found a broken electric transformer in his garage. He decided to take it apart and see how it worked. He opened the metal casing and saw a coil of copper wire wrapped around a core of iron. He wondered what would happen if he connected the transformer to a battery. He grabbed a 9-volt battery and some alligator tips and hooked them up to the transformer. As soon as he did, he heard a loud hum and saw sparks flying from the transformer. He quickly disconnected the battery and looked at the transformer. It was smoking and glowing red. He touched it and felt a jolt of electricity run through his body. He dropped the transformer and ran to his room. He felt strange, as if something had changed inside him. He looked at his hands and saw that they were covered in metal scales. He felt a surge of power coursing through his veins. He realized that he had somehow become an electric transformer himself. He could sense the electricity in the air and manipulate it with his mind. He wondered what else he could do with his new abilities. He decided to test them out. He went outside and saw a power line running above his house. He reached out with his mind and felt the current flowing through the wire. He pulled on it and diverted some of the electricity to himself. He felt a rush of energy and saw sparks flying from his body. He smiled and decided to try something more daring. He saw a car parked on the street. He focused on its battery and drained it of its power. The car's engine died and its lights went out. Jack laughed and moved on to another car. He repeated the process until he had drained all the cars on his block. He felt invincible and wanted more power. He looked at the horizon and saw a power plant in the distance. He decided to go there and take all the electricity he could. He ran towards the power plant, leaving a trail of sparks behind him. He reached the fence that surrounded the facility and jumped over it. He saw a huge transformer that connected the power plant to the grid. He ran towards it and touched it with his hand. He felt a massive amount of electricity flow into him. He screamed in ecstasy and pain as he absorbed all the power he could handle. He looked at himself and saw that he had grown larger and more metallic. His eyes glowed with electric light and his hair stood on end. He had become a giant electric transformer. He roared and smashed the power plant's transformer with his fist. He caused a blackout in the entire city. He felt proud of his accomplishment and wanted to cause more chaos. He looked around and saw other transformers scattered around the power plant. He decided to destroy them all and make them join him. He attacked each transformer one by one, breaking their casings and exposing their coils. He touched them with his hand and transferred some of his electricity to them. He watched as they came to life and transformed into metal creatures like him. They followed him as their leader and obeyed his commands. He had created an army of electric transformers.